Hi folks, Mark here, aka Sorare Contender, aka FPL General, but it's Sorare chat tonight. It has been about 4 months since my last video. I think I'm averaging about 3 videos a year, so really need to improve on that. So it's been too long and I'm keen to get these out more regularly. So I said just get one recorded tonight, doesn't matter how good it is, do it in one take, get it out there and then build on it afterwards. So this one is going to be a quick video just to show you how I build my lineups. It's currently Thursday night, 11 p.m, putting my lineups together for the weekend. So I'll show you the different resources that I use and I'll quickly build one or two lineups for the weekend as well. So the first thing, I've got 3 paid subscriptions. I subscribe to Sorare Data, which I'm sure plenty of you will be familiar with. Great for building lineups, scouting the market, all that kind of stuff. I also subscribe to Predictify, which is a team prediction website. I'll show you that as well. And finally, Sorare Probabilities, which is a sheet with way too much information, but it's really good it really helps with picking teams for the weekends and the midweek. So I'll show you all of those things. I will start off with, we'll go to the lineup builder. We'll say we're going to build a team for, I've got 2 in-season contender entries for this weekend. So we'll build one and I'll show you how I use the various tools to do so. And you can maybe check out some of those for yourself. Highly recommend all 3. I'm subscribed to 1 or 2 Patreons as well. The Scottish one, Sorare on a Budget, and the J-League one as well, which I think is run by Matsuyama. So there's good Patreon stuff out there as well. I'm starting to transition a little bit into J-League and K-League in-season cards, trying to get out of some of the European cards, but I'll talk about all of that in other videos, hopefully not in 4 months' time. So, lineup builder, Contender Division 1, coming up this weekend. How do I build my lineup? So, I'm looking at the pick scores on the Sorare Data websites. I'm looking at the positions in the table here as well. Let me make sure you can see all of this. So Ron Zieler there at the top is the top rated goalkeeper that I have that is in season for this weekend. He plays for Hanover, 8th place against Braunschweig, I think it is, who are 16th. You've got some odds there, etc., etc. A lot goes into the pick scores. I won't talk about that, but loads of information goes into it and gives you a rating for the upcoming matchup. So that's one of the first things I look at. But I also like the Sorare Probabilities sheet. So I've currently got this set to my players only, and there's loads of cool stuff you can do with this. You can scout for players if you've got a hole in your gallery, for example. You can sort it by different scarcities, different competitions. I am a contenders only manager, so it makes my life very easy when it comes to this sheet. So for example, you can see there the goalkeepers for this weekend, Gameweek 60, contenders, rare. The ones that are highlighted, I think that's blue. I'm colorblind, so that could be any color. The highlighted ones are my in-season goalkeepers, and the ones with the white background are my classic goalkeepers. So again, according to Sorare Probabilities, Zieler is the top rated goalkeeper in my gallery as well. You can see there that Hanover have a win percentage of 60% and a clean sheet percentage of 41.49. So basically I'm looking, when I'm building a lineup, I want to see some correlation. And Zieler's a good example. He's top on Sorare Data and he's top on Sorare Probabilities as well. PS, you'll see there is projected score. So they're projecting Zieler to get 62 points this game week. Now, I trust these numbers quite heavily. And the main reason I trust this sheet is because before I got it, I used Sorare Probabilities, the rivals file. I was essentially just copying the suggested team for rivals on Sorare, and it very quickly got me from Division 10 to Division 1. I think I finished second in Division 1. So that, that was a little test for me to make sure these numbers were good, they were useful, and they certainly are. And I found them very useful over the last couple of weeks as well. So Zieler we're going to go back here. Zieler is definitely going to go in as the goalkeeper. I'll show you Predictify as well very quickly. So let's go to the Hanover team prediction is not in here yet. But a good example elsewhere in the Bundesliga 2 for this weekend, Magdeburg. I've got quite a few Magdeburg players. it highlights the players that you own in your gallery. So I've got the goalkeeper Ryman. I have this guy Amaechi in midfield as well. So both of those look like they're going to start. Atik up front is back from suspension, but more importantly, I have got Elhan Kuri from Magdeburg and I've got Daniel Haber. And if you look here in the top right hand corner of the screen, it says Elhan Kuri is out and Haber is a big doubt with an ankle injury. So Predictify is very useful. It's not gospel. It's not 100%. You always need to do your own research as well. But it gives you a good idea of team predictions. So let's just look at one more. You can filter it here to go to my matches, which is very handy. You can change it to different regions if you play them. For example, the Mexican League, I have loads of Tigres players. Let's see what their team looks like for this weekend. I've got Brunetta, looks like he's going to play. Likewise with the defenders and the goalkeeper. Guzman was red carded in the last game, but it was rescinded, so he is now available. And you find all of this information on Predictify as well. So really good, really useful tool, and it really doesn't cost a lot, and it's well worth a few bob each month to avoid those DNPs. So one other thing I do, I have a Sorare Twitter account. You should follow it at Sorare Contender. Mainly for one reason only. Every Thursday or Friday, I put out this tweet for team news, specifically if you play Contender. I just put out a tweet for anyone who sees important team news to post it below. So I started off today with Levadia, Rostovski and Galicic are all suspended in Croatia this week. Sorare and the Budget then came in with a very helpful graphic of the Bundesliga 2 suspensions, which include Enzo Leopold, who I bought this week. Was planning to use him, but now thankfully I've got the information and he's on the market and I won't be using him. Mattison's also suspended at Magdeburg, for example. Irv Sorare came in here, Ross, saying Guzman's red card has been rescinded, so he's available. And Jirian Peter said Darwin Quintero is back from suspension. There'll be more comments on this tomorrow as we get closer to the deadline. So even if you don't follow me, just type into Twitter at Sorare Contender and check that out every Friday before the deadline, just in case there's any major news for your lineups. So let's finish out this team and I'll get myself to bed. So Zieler's in goal. I always like pairing a goalkeeper with a defender as much as possible. Something I like doing here in the filter as well is set this to in-season cards only, which will help us pick the first 4, and then we'll pick the classic one as well. So this is now showing me just in-season options for this weekend. And as you will see, near the top is Marcel Halstenberg, who's been scoring very well this season. He's an AA rating on Sorare Data. Let's have a quick look where he is over here. He is my second highest rated in-season defender behind Srirachi. Srirachi at Boca Juniors is not a sure starter. So for me, Halstenberg's my best in-season defender this week anyway. So easy decision. Pair the Hanover defensive stack. I was going to put Leopold into this lineup as well, but thankfully I now know that he is suspended. Here he is rated as an AA as well. So then often what I'll do is I'll pick my classic player first. So back to the sheet. Who are my highest rated classic players for this weekend? Brian Ramirez, predicted score 91. David Affengruber, have just purchased from the Spanish second division, is projected 86. Midfielders, I've got Ezequiel Barco, projected score of 80 this week because he's away from home. But more importantly, the forwards, I picked up Sego from Split, more so to play in my under-23 team this week, so that's probably where he's going to go. Dominic Fitz and Gautier Hein, 2 absolute smashers, both projected to score 88 this week. So even though Ramirez is at 91, I want to put Fitz or Hein into my top team. And I've got 2 in-season teams, Division 1, so I'll put Fitz in one and I will put Hein in the other. So let me go back here. Let me filter back to all season cards. We'll plug them in and then we'll finish out the lineup with the in-season guys. And that'll be enough for the first video back. So let me get rid of that. So Sorare Data is telling me that Cecilia is my top rated forward this week. Dominic Fitz is second. Levadia is showing up in third here, but he's also suspended. You've got Fabian Rees there, Paulinho. I've got a lot of good forward options. So again, Dominic Fitz here is a triple A, whereas Gautier Hein is a double A. So what I would do in that scenario is they've got the same projected score on Sorare probabilities, but Fitz is higher here. So he goes in and he gets the captain's armband as well. So let's go back now to in-season, guys, and complete this lineup. Let me go to in-season. I'll show you what you can do in the sheet as well, which is pretty handy. If I jump over here, I can filter to in-season cards only, which cuts out the classic guys because, of course, we can only have one. I'm looking for a midfielder. My highest rated, according to Sorare probabilities, is Sangari at Rapid Vienna. But he's not 90% to start like some of the others. He's only 70% here because they are playing currently on Thursday night in Europe. So that puts him down in my estimation. I'm slightly concerned about minutes. There's been occasions this season where Sangari has not started games right after a European fixture. Next on the list is Brunetta at Tigres, projected score of 75. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's my top rated midfielder on Sorare data as well. So correlation, two of those guys go in because of that. Brunetta goes in. And then the final position will go to, it won't be Lavaggia because he's suspended. So Aquino's showing up very highly here for Tigres. But Tigres have been annoying me recently with some poor results. So I'm reluctant to put Aquino in. And he's actually quite far down the list here on Sorare probabilities. He's actually only projected to score 53. His teammate Jesus Angulo is actually higher at 59. So I'm probably not looking at a defender for my final spots. I'm not going to go Sangari because it's a bit of a risk. Pallavicino's an option, but he is away from home against Tigres. Rafael Obermeier, I like, 68, playing, I think Paderborn are playing bottom of the league this week, but it is an away fixture. And then the plan was to put in Elhan Kuri from Magdeburg, but now I found out he's suspended. So two of my best forwards are suspended. I could go for a Mechi, but he's not projected too highly. I'm a little bit short of forward options when it comes to end season. So that brings me back to the midfielders and the defence. I don't want to go Sorare because he's a risk. He doesn't always start. Haber's a doubt now. And then you're looking at 60 projected scores, whereas Pallavicino's on 73. And Obermeier's on 68. So let's have a quick look back here on Sorare data. Where are the midfielders? Sangari comes out on top here as well. Jesse Benet is an interesting one for me at Grenoble. I've had him for quite a while, so I've got quite a bit of XP built up in him. You see there he's at 20% compared to some of the others at 18 and 17. Benet takes set pieces, he takes penalties, he's got a good fixture this week. So I might go for Benet, even though he's not too high on the sheet over here. His projected score is 55, but he's quite high on Sorare data. And I do like home fixtures. So I think I'm going to plug in Jesse Benet, playing for Grenoble in France. And there you have it. A rating of 86. Now, I don't really look at the ratings too much, to be honest. And yeah, Dominic Fitz captain. So that is the plan for one of my teams. I don't know if I've ever used this export button before. Let me press save. I usually just build my lineups manually afterwards on Sorare. Because I don't have too many teams, it makes it easier when I'm just dealing with contender only. But let me go to my teams. Let's export it. And we'll see what it looks like on the website then. And then we will get out of here. Finalize export on Sorare. Gives us a pop-up. Import one lineup. And Bob's your uncle. It should be in place. Let me press refresh. So there we have it. One of my in-season teams, all set for the weekend, all looking like 90% starters. Dominic Fitz captain. So I've got two in-seasons in Division 1. I've got a Division 2 as well. And then I've got 3 Division 1 classic teams. Very exciting weekend ahead. I've also got limiteds. one in-season Division 1, but I've got a lot of Celtic cards and they don't play this weekend, so my limiteds will be pretty weak this week. I've got a Division 1, actually got 3 Division 1 Classic limiteds as well, so I'll probably fill those out with some of my leftover rare cards. I haven't been playing under 23 recently, but I do now have an under 23 goalkeeper because I purchased Kositani this week, planning more so for the summer when the European season is over. But Kositani opens up a new lineup for me, under 23, Division 2. You know, someone like Affengruber, who's got a high projected score. Leopold suspended. I also picked up Ligi Huk this week. Maybe Sangari goes in here. I don't mind the risk in an under 23 lineup because contender lineups are my priority. I picked up Sego for this lineup. And then Brian Ramirez will probably go into a Division 1 Classic team in contender because he's very strong this week. So I'm probably looking like someone like Perpich at Split, who's got a good home fixture. And then captain in this one probably goes to Affengruber. And there's an under 23 team for the weekend as well. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, folks. Feedback welcome. What would you like to see from me over the next couple of weeks? I'll try and do more lineup building videos. Maybe could look at live streams. Hopefully results videos as well. Hopefully there's a few good results to come. I feel like my gallery's now in its best, the best shape it's ever been in. I haven't had that big win yet. I've been on the platform for just over 2 years, but I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. You'll see there I've started to pick up a few K-League and J-League guys. Like I said, trying to transition slowly from Europe into the summer period. Players like Rio Germain, who's now playing for Sanfrecce, Ishimori at Gamba, a couple of guys here as well. Anderson Lopez, who I like at Yokohama. Yunbit Garam, who people used to always tell me was the Korean Kevin De Bruyne. I'm still yet to see it score-wise, but hopefully this will be his season. I'll go through the gallery in more detail in a future video. You'll see some are listed, some are not. I'm looking to make, flip a few cards here and there as well. So I will get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Best of luck for this upcoming game week. Check out the tools that I mentioned in the video. Shout out to all of those people involved for fantastic resources which make the Sorare experience even better than it already is. Hopefully, maybe I'll be back. You never know. I might be back Tuesday night or Wednesday with a rewards opening. Hopefully some big prizes to come from those 5 Division 1 rare lineups. Talk to you soon, folks. Give me a follow on social media at Sorare Contender.